Welcome to the IslandStats.com football show, your weekly dose of all the action from Bermuda's top football leagues. We bring you in-depth coverage of the Premier and First Division, results, highlights, analysis, and exclusive interviews. We also keep you up to date with the latest news and developments from the Bermuda Football Association. Stay tuned for the IslandStats.com football show, your one-stop shop for everything you need to know about the beautiful game in Bermuda. Now let's join the IslandStats.com football show team. Well, good evening and welcome to this edition of the Island Stats football show. Today, Monday, February 17th. I'm your host, Earl Baston. Joining me is Andrew Griffith, our co-host, as well as co-host Garrett Punchy Dill. Good evening, gentlemen.
Yes. Good evening. Yeah. Good evening.
As we know, we've been inundated with under 17s playing, and I do want to let you know that the head coach from the under 17s will be joining us at the bottom of the hour, as well as the under 20 women's national coach. There will be Erin Lugo for the under 17s and Erin Denkins for the women's under 20, who departed yesterday. They're in a training camp in Florida, and then we'll head down to Trinidad for their World Cup qualifiers. So we'll get an opportunity to talk to both of them, one at the end of a tournament and one getting ready to start a tournament. As well as the Bermuda Football Association today announced a 30-man squad, which will participate in the invitational that begins on Friday night. We'll have the list of the players for that. But first, let's get to the quarterfinals of the FA Challenge Cup. And it was on Friday night. Devonshire Cougars 3, Young Man's Social Club 1. On Saturday up at Southampton Oval, it was Paget Lions 2, St. David's 0, and that came after extra time. Then on Saturday night at the PHC Stadium, it was PHC Zebras 4, Hamilton Parish 1. And then yesterday down at the Wellington Oval, it was St. George's Colts 1, North Village Rams 3, and that was after extra time. So let's quickly jump into that Friday night matchup. Devonshire Cougars against Young Man Social Club. Obviously, two teams, seasons going a bit different. We've seen the rise of Devonshire Cougars over the last few weeks. Punchy, looking at a team like Devonshire Cougars going into this game, we picked them as favorites, but they still had the work to be done.
Yeah. Even though, and you know, they were home too. Yeah. I just think that that you know when I saw them play last week against North Village, they dominated a lot of parts of their game too. But I just think that what they have to play for, they're not going to win the league. Of course, we know that. So what's the next challenge? And I think that's pretty a good stepping stone for them in terms of direction of going in for the rest of the season. We always knew that it was going to be a dogfight, though. You know, Social Club has guts. You know. Yeah. And so, but I just think that Cougars have a little bit more than in terms of quality. Sure. Especially in a one-on-one situation like that, like a cup game. Yeah.
Griff, you look at a team like Social Club. Bottom of the table. The only thing to fight for is the FA Cup because they're out of all the other competitions. Survival looks very slim right now. Things can change. Well, actually, no, they're not bottom of the table. I'm sorry. So sorry. I'm sorry. And let me apologize to Young Man Social Club because I was thinking them and Wolves. But Social Club, they're not quite all the way safe yet, but playing in a quarterfinal of a FA Cup is something big for that club.
Yeah, I would have to agree with Punchy on this one. From looking at what Devonshire Cougars did against North Village the week before, it looks like they're getting players back and they are stronger. And they dominated Village for patches of their game. What I found as the game went on, though, some of the players that were coming back were not quite as fit, but they lasted the game. And they're only going to get stronger the more games they play. So looking at the last floor, you got to consider that Cougars is a strong team to go on the Social Club, I think, like the on the current form, and like we none of us thought that they would have a chance, especially playing Cougars at home. So this one wasn't that really much of a surprise. I think Social Club is going to focus on probably getting one more win, draw here and there, just to make sure that they stay up in the last 4 games.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Then let's turn our attention to Saturday during the day up at Southampton Oval. Paget, we talked about Paget a lot. We all went Paget in this particular game against St. David's. But I mean, a cup game shouldn't be surprised by certain things, but no goals during the regulation time kind of surprised me from a team like Paget, who have been scoring freely against Premier Division teams.
This one again shocked me. When I happened to stop by Work Markman's on Saturday night, I was like, what the hell happened? Like this school confused me, because I thought that they would be scoring goals for fun on Saturday, especially after a lot of the fans and players are accusing us of being biased and disrespecting them when we make our picks. So I thought, hey, you guys can get that this week, but they almost made us look dumb in picking Paget. The Davis would have come away with this. They would have totally shocked me.
Yeah. Punchy, we talk a lot about St. David's, especially since the turn of the year. Things haven't gone their way, but in this particular game, the scoreline showed that they have a little fight in them.
Yeah, they sure did. I mean, for 90 minutes, they, no, it's, and then they go into extra time. But, I think we were talking about the fact that we were expected that Patrick would win this game. But, the FA Cup, it's Saturday too. And I think sometimes we got to think about that. The guys playing football on Saturdays afternoon, it's kind of a different. I never played Saturday afternoon. The only time I played Saturday afternoons was usually when I was playing with the older guys when I retired.
Yeah.
So I think the mindset sometimes is a little difficult. I feel it for some of the players that they're working, and then you're asking them, well, you can still show up to play. But I just think that St. David's, getting back to St. David's, answering your question, is that they would be happy with that result. Would they go again for the league? Now that's a whole different story.
Right, definitely. Then on Saturday night, PHC scored 4 first half goals, and then took the foot off the paddle. Paris scored late, but 4-1. We all went with PHC on this particular game because of the current form and where they are in the Premier Division, third. They're not having the season that they want to have, but we figured that they would have enough firepower, and they did, to get over a team like Hamilton Parish. Punchy, I'll come with you because I looked at the roster, and a quarterfinal, and Parish only had 2 players on the bench.
I just think, I don't know. It's you got to look at the history behind these clubs too. The clubs that are still in it. First of all, PHC. It probably is, again, playing on a Saturday afternoon or Saturday evening when the game was played. It's I see, and PHC is still going through a transition time too. I still think so.
Yeah.
For what they did last year. But just when you got people the likes of Antoine Russell, Enrique Russell. Oh man. Yeah, out and out goal scorer. I think he's one of the other than Jonte and Jai Bean, who's doing really well. He has his finishing is just quality. Yeah. It's just quality. Yeah. It seems that that I think the draw. I didn't know if the draw wasn't made today. Was it? No. But I think you're looking at teams that are left: Cougars, North Village, and I never take Paget for light, but I think PHC, because of the pedigree, because of their history, they're going to be real. I don't think too many people are going to want them.
Right. Yeah.
In the draw.
Yeah, Griff. Let's delve into that PHC team, because we talked about them last week, and as Bunchy already indicated, they are going through a different period now of trying to find or trying to identify, who's going to lead them and who's going to be that person to stand up for them. What's your thoughts?
Well, last week, based on what we saw with the draw against Average Colts, I can say from looking at them, that's not the same team from the last 2 or 3 seasons. Definitely not. Like before, like they will be running into form. That was a hungry team. It was fast. This isn't that same team. And as the season wore on, around February, March, they were getting stronger, and you could see them making a push for title and for trophies. That's not the same team this year. So, like they had a bubble last week, as did all the top teams, maybe, but it's again they seem like Jekyll and Hyde. 1 week to up, 1 week to down. But this isn't a Jekyll and Hyde. Like they were supposed to be Parish, and to get 4 goals in the first half, like okay, maybe then you do take your foot off the gas, take some players off because they're still playing for the league and FA. So right now they want to make sure they don't pick up any injuries. Everybody's in good form. So this to me is a routine win. They did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah.
And then obviously the final quarterfinal match took place yesterday afternoon. Needed extra time as well. 1-1 at full time, and then when it looked like it would either need a replay or penalties, Jai Bean stepped up to score 2 goals in stoppage time for North Village to advance and avenge their FA Cup final loss to St. George's with a quarterfinal win this time around 3-1 at Wellington Oval. Both teams came in on a kind of a high. North Village wanted to prove that last week's loss, was just that little glitch. St. George's were looking to make sure that they held on to the trophy, and in the end, North Village were the better team on the day.
Yeah, I was there to watch that. That wasn't one of the best performances by North Village. St. George's were in that game a lot, but I still think that what happens is even though they lost to Cougars last week, I don't think Jai Bean had one of his greatest games, and it wasn't such a great watch yesterday from my perspective for North Village, but these kind of things when you're going into a cup competition, you just got to have that little extra, and he showed that yesterday. The 2 goals that he took, and it was was in the second half of the overtime. And he got married the day before. Congratulations, Jai. But
you still had energy for football.
Yeah. Yes. He just there was some, and then also there was some substitutions that North Village made that helped also. That why Jai was able to get those goals. It wasn't just by chance, the passes that were made to him. So, but what, St. George's missed some golden opportunities. Some really did late in the half. But and then the coach came on too. Durande came on. But by that time, that time when the second goal went in, it looked like it was over. It looked like it was over. Yeah.
Right.
But we were new, like. A defending champion, no matter who they are, they're never going to go easy. It's going to be about, especially when you're playing at their field, like that. It's going to take something extreme. And so this game going 120 minutes, not surprising because it's going to take something big to push up the champs. And this game for Jonte, it will be a derby because also Coach Patches is a derby. They want this game, and then there's all the ill feelings, no matter how they felt over how some of the decisions went in the final. The Village players will be up for this game and want to do something. Take out of it.
I always felt watching it, you guys, that as it wore on, you're gonna need something special from somebody. Jonte is still struggling a bit, but Jai did something special. I think that on the day that he, like I said, he hasn't played well, but he just done something good, and that happens. But what was most important, again, that victory for North Village will propel them mentally for where they are in the league also.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it's one thing you said wrong there. What was most important about yesterday was one of us on this panel picked all the games right this weekend.
2 of you. 2 of you. Two of you.
Two of us? Oh, okay.
Two of you.
So wait, so it's only one dum-dum.
Okay.
Two of you got them all right. Well, it was only 4 games. It was only 4 games.
Hey,
Yes.
hey, as I think a one-eyed man in the land of the blind is king. I don't care if it's 4 games.
Yeah. It was
Well,
yeah. I'll just say something else about the game yesterday. What I did like about it also, you guys, was that the referee, he let things go. Like, it was a tough game for everyone. Tackles, he allowed the tackles, which is you can hear people complaining, but I think he done a wonderful the referee. Kudos to him the way he handled that game yesterday. And it was a lot on the line too. For like Northridge and St. George's.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to call him out. Was he? I think the referee was Martin Wire, right?
Wire, yeah.
Yes,
so
yeah. He does. Yeah. He lets. And
he's
it's
been given his kudos over the years. That's one of the better referees.
Yeah, I think exactly. He allows you to tackle. I mean, not, of course, it's, if it's bad, it's completely down. But you'll be, what I did like about it. He let the play just go on.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't, he just, but I think it was the way he handled that game yesterday was really good.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's take our first commercial break. And when we come back, we'll be talking about that 30-man squad that has been announced by the association for this invitational coming up. We'll be right back.
Putting down the weapons.
You seeing this?
It's time to lace up, Bermuda. The annual Lindos race is back on Sunday, March 9th. Choose between the competitive 10K run or walk or the 4-mile non-competitive walk in aid of the Bermuda Diabetes Association. This isn't just a race, it's a tradition. These feet are made for walking. So walk with us in support of the Bermuda Diabetes Association. Visit racedayworld.com for more details and sign up. Lindos, why go anyplace else?
Beneath the clear blue sky, where the ocean meets the land, and the long-tails fly in Bermuda. Our hearts belong to this beautiful island. As an island, we are strong, proudly Bermudian. In every single way, from the sunrise to the sunset, and every single day for over 135 years. It's been clear, British silence, proudly Bermudian. Bringing us near. Cause we are proudly Bermudian. Digital is proudly Bermudian. Digital is proudly Bermudian.
And welcome back. Well, the Bermuda Football Association today announced the squad for the invitational coming up. And we could run down the list of players that they have for the goalkeepers. It's Detroit Bell from North Village Rams, Shaquille Hill from St. George's Colts, Thomas Mello from Crossroads, and Jaden Simon from the PAC Zebras. Eusebio Blankendow from the Dennytown Hornets, Julian Carpenter from the Patriot Lions, Daniel Cook from the Dennytown Hornets, George Dublin from Devonshire Colts, Taziko Harris from North Village Rams, Lejon Simmons from Devonshire Cougars, Darren Usher from PHC Zebras, Terrence Webb from the Dennytown Hornets. In the midfield, it's Keyshawn Bean from PHC Zebras, Jayan Eben from PHC Zebras, Diaje Art from Paget Lions, Jabari Salam from Devonshire Colts, Kari Sharif from Wolves, Tatai Showers from PHC Zebras, KO Lavrock from the Denny Town Hornets, Amar Lewis from the Denny Town Hornets, Jamari Martins from Wolves, Samario Vassal Cole from Wolves, Jai Bean from the North Village Rams, Justin Bell from Hamilton Parish, Blaze Hall from St. George's Colts, David Jones from the Denny Town Hornets, Leroy Lewis Jr. from Hamilton Parish, Kenny Mills from Somerset Trojans, Enrique Russell from PHC Zebras, and DeAndre Wainwright from the PHC Zebras. That's the squad selected to take part in the Invitational against Rhode Island, as well as the Main Hearts of Pine as well, who will be on the island. And Main Hearts of Pine will take on the Bermuda National Select on Friday, this week, Friday, 21st, at the National Sports Center, beginning at 7. And then there's a game on Monday, Pine and Rhode Island, as we know, Connor's team. That will be at 7 o'clock. And then Thursday, Rhode Island will take on the National Select team at 7 o'clock at the National Sports Center. But just hearing some of the names, I mean, we look at the leading goal scorers in the league. That front, the strikers are leading the way for their teams this season. How in 2 games? How does the coach work that out? And guys, you know, most of these guys are playing central positions and are scoring goals. So how do you figure? What's your thoughts on how this looks, especially the front line?
I think, well, it seems the visiting teams are in preseason, and this is to help them get ready for their season. I guess our guys is more so the coach can see more of the on island players in game situations to make some decisions on them. So I guess it's more about putting them in position so he can see what he's got like with them, so that when it comes times for the actual full internationals, he knows which ones it's leaning towards. So I guess this is, it's hard to say this because everybody's always about the result. It's less about the result.
Yeah.
To see what he has with those players.
Oh, definitely. I agree with that. These, I mean, we saw, I think, and Punchy, you and I talked about this last season when Rhode Island came, you know, and they basically put on a show in Bermuda. A lot of people who kind of disrespect the game in the U.S. had their eyebrows raised because they saw the quality of what Hunter was able to work with, and we saw that go right to the championship.
Yeah, this is I think I still think that in terms of where we are internationally, I mean, this would be another showpiece to see where we are, the standards, and what standard we have. Because you know, when they came, you know, you remember the scores and the quality. And I'm with you on that, Griff, in terms of how we play. I think for me, of course, it's probably picked at the most prolific, the players that are in, of course, in form right now.
Yeah.
But there's still somebody else I watched yesterday. I was concerned. Kennard Maynard. I thought he's a really good midfielder that plays for St. George's. I don't know why. I thought he yesterday watching him, he's got good technique. But okay, you got 40 players. But I think most important is that we are getting exposure.
Yeah.
And the Bermuda public are going to see this for what happened just this week. Exactly looking at the standards of where we are, especially for the players that are actually playing here in this country, in the league. Right. You're getting your chance, so you got to prove yourself, really. And I think it's coming down to that. I think it has to. Where are we in terms of quality of the players that play on this island in this league? You know, to be looked at and say, well, you know, you're getting your chance, and but at least there's a competition that we can be judged by.
Right.
So I would imagine though that they would play 15 in one game, 2 games, and 15 in another game, because otherwise, if you have people that don't see any time, it seems like it's not worth it then.
Right.
So I don't think that they will have a core 11 that they'll start in the first game, and that same core 11 starts in the second game.
Right.
He changes so that you can get as much playing time for as many people as you can to make a proper assessment.
Right.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
that would be a smart way to put it. But let me ask you, Griff. You're the North Village Rams coach. You're the Dandytown Hornets coach, and you're the PHC Zebras coach. Where you are in the league.
If any players come back injured, I want to choke you.
But that's what I was I'm alluding to. What is your thoughts on your players at this time going for what is considered a friendly look-see?
Look, everybody always says whenever you put on your country's jersey, it's an honor. But
yeah,
like if you play in a game that's like if you're playing 15 different players in each game, it's not as like we're not playing for anything. It's not qualification for her, or it's not for FIFA standing. So like you would say, hey, somebody coach, just give my guy 45 minutes, make sure it's clean, ice bath, and just make sure you handle him right, because I can't go with the last 4 games of the season, or I've got a semi-final, and you're now taking like 2 or 3 bullets out of my gun. Like I need to have my everything going to the end of the season. So if I'm the coach, yes, I'm concerned.
Yeah. Punchy, I want to ask you. You're the same coach for the same 3 teams who also have, well, not Dandytown, but you have North Village, PHC, in the runnings to win the league, and you have the FA Cup you're still in. How do you manage this period? Because every game is now like a final. Like even the semifinal is going to be like a final for you.
Yeah, good question, you guys. Good question in terms of, well, I always thought that it's an honor to represent the country, which should be, which should become, for me, should come first. But barring that, I think it will be a cause for concern for the coaches in terms of the physical condition and what it will be like, and playing those games. But I still think overall, the experience it's so important. I know with North Village and the PHCs that they want the best players and they don't want no interest, like Griffiths was saying. But for me, and this is for me personally, I just think that it's a wonderful opportunity for all of them to see where they are and the conditioning, and playing at that level. Conditioning is paramount.
Right.
It is important. So again, for me, it would be like, okay, it's good for the country. That's how I feel. If I was, I wouldn't stop my players from actually playing. No, I wouldn't. That's
Right. But I mean, if we look at, if we can reflect on the fact that Connor Smith got his opportunity in a scenario just like this scenario here, where the New England Revolution were here, and he stood out and actually got to make a professional career out of it, and he's going on to be a coach. So for the players that get their opportunities, there's plenty of eyes, and you're not just on show for the national coach, you're on show for pretty much every and anybody, because there's going to be teams dropping down on Rhode Island and also on the other team, because that's their opponents and they're getting ready for the season. So you want to have some idea of what they're doing. I know Rhode Island are just coming back from Florida, where they had a few practice matches there. But then when they come to Bermuda, there's going to be teams to see what they've done, because when they left Bermuda last year, it elevated them to like I said, the championship. So for the players that do take the pitch, it's an opportunity, not just to show the local coaches what you're capable of, but also your own show for anybody around these leagues to get a look at you.
That's true. But the other side also too is some of those players that are on the visiting teams, it's going to be some of those players that are not guaranteed that they're going to be heavily involved in the season. They could be here trying to make the roster and make their name by the same token. So once the balls drop and the adrenaline's going, somebody might be going for something that they wouldn't normally go for because they have different things on their line. Same way, like how you're saying, Bermuda players might want to make a name for themselves, and maybe somebody sees them. So once the ball goes, you can say friendly, but sometimes they don't turn out like friendly. People will go into tackles.
Friendly girls out the door.
Yeah, friendly girls out the door. I just think that Ethan, adding on to what you said about the opportunity, you know, like in those leagues where Cano's team is playing, there's some high quality football.
Oh yeah, without a
Yeah.
doubt.
So yeah, I mean, I think, you know, sometimes the aspirations for a lot of these younger players, okay, over in Europe and somewhere at Tottenham or wherever they may be. But in terms for us, a good learning curve is also that you can go and play somewhere in the United States, semi-pro or pro.
Pro,
Um, and so, you know, that's a wonderful opportunity for these players. And they're not young players now. Don't forget now. They're
That's
not
right.
young players. That's right. The older players. So they sometimes you only have one off time to perform.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, gentlemen, yeah.
I can remember when Bermuda was first awarded the Hawks and we're in USL.
Yeah.
I think I was away with PFA in a CONCACAF meeting, and some of the people from Puerto Rico were there. They asked us about the Hawks, and like, well, it's mainly meant for development, so our players get more exposure. So you know, well, how many foreign players are gonna have any team? They're like, none. It's for Bermudians. So, my friend, that would never work. He was right. Like you need to have all of these teams have quality, and they bring in pieces from all over the place, and that they have like international teams.
Yeah.
So
That's right, Griff.
it's a high level.
That's right. It's a high level. That's right, Griff.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah. Well, we're going to take our second commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to be joined by the under-20 women's head coach Aaron Dankins, as well as the captain of the team, and hopefully Aaron Lugo, the under-17 head coach for the boys. When we come back, we'll be right back.
Hey guys, I just got to pick my grandson up. I'll be a little bit late back on the return show.
Silence beneath the cloud blue sky, where the ocean meets the land, and the long tails fly in Bermuda. Our hearts belong to this beautiful island. As an island, we are strong, proudly Bermudian. In every single way, from the sunrise to the sunset, and every single day for over 135 years. It's been clear, the silence proudly Bermudian, bringing us near. Cause we are proudly Bermudian. Digital is proudly Bermudian. Digital is proudly Bermudian.
Stay refreshed and on track with Viva Zero Calorie. With all the taste and none of the calories, Viva is your perfect companion for workouts, busy days, or just relaxing. Distributed by John Barrett and Sons and available at Lindo's, Viva Zero Calorie brings you the hydration you crave without compromise. Viva, your zero-calorie hydration solution. Lindo's, why go anyplace else?
They're just putting down the weapons.
You seeing this?
And welcome back. Well, gentlemen, as I said when we went into the break, we're going to be joined by Aaron Dankins, the head coach for the under-20 women's national team, who are in a training camp in, I believe, Florida. and getting ready for their World Cup qualifiers, as well as the captain of the team, Catherine Bean Rosario. First of all, thank you very much, Aaron. Um, Obviously, putting the girls through these last little bit of drills and stuff. What's been the preparation like for them? You've seen what's been available to us at the under 17 girls level, where they played and they went through. Then the under 17 boys. But how is preparation going for you?
Um, Thank you for having me. We literally just got off the bus from training. Um, it's been different. So half of the team is made up of the U17 girls. So they're still in tournament mode. They're still fresh. They're still ready to go. Being able to see the boys play against Canada gave us a little bit of insight, some mindset, some inspiration. So I would say things are pretty good. It was difficult, especially with the U17 girls, getting them back. Some of them couldn't come because of school commitments. Them, being off for that tournament, and then 2 weeks turning around for our tournament, and then 2 weeks from now turning around to go to Mexico. So their commitment levels were a bit different, but the ones that are here are engaged and ready to go. Most of these girls have been playing with each other since they were 15 years old, so that they all know each other. Is maybe one or two new players to the team, but other than that, they're a unit. They're ready to go. They have each other's backs. They're focused and they're ready to do their best.
Yeah, Catherine, for you as a leader of the team, you've been part of the national setup for quite some time. Coming in as a youngster, now you're a leader. Take us through that transition for you. Coming in such as a young age, and now as the leader of a group, heading to a World Cup qualifier.
Um, it's definitely been a long process. But I think that I've learned from a lot of the captains that have captained me in the under 17s or like under 20s and even under 15s, and as well as the women's team. So I know what's expected, and I know what I should expect of the players and how to like just keep them in line and basically just make sure that everyone's prepared for the tournament mentally as well as physically. Um, so I feel like I know what's expected, so therefore I'm able to just guide them and just be there for them. So yeah.
Don't you have any questions for him?
Yeah, good evening to you both. Glad to both have you on the show. I think we talk a lot. You sort of gave Coach Aaron, preparation mentally. Now that we're engaged with being taking these doing these camps, and because there's a lot now, it becomes expectations. Is there a little bit of pressure for you, or do you think that Bermuda still going through a process, especially in the female game?
It's a bit noisy in the background, but I think I got the gist of what you're saying.
Sorry, just a
Um,
train section. Yes.
that's fine. I understand. Um, I wouldn't say it's pressure because again, we've played against the Canadas before. We've played at this level before. So we know what to expect as a coaching staff. It's just one, being honest, two, being realistic, and three, ensuring that the players are given their best. So we can prepare them as much as possible. It's just a matter of them on the day executing. So as a coaching staff, again, we've been here before. So I've coached against Canada. This will be my third time. And every time we play against them, we get a bit better because we know we have our expectations. We manage our expectations well. So I think that watching the boys play, I think they managed their expectations and knew that they had to be comfortable without the ball for long periods. And I think they got it, but they just couldn't maintain it. So it's just a bit of us managing expectations and managing the moments of the game. So I think the girls are there. They're ready, mentally prepared. We have a game plan, and again, we're we're talking about Canada, but we have to beat the host nation first. So it's one game at a time, one half at a time.
Mm.
My turn.
Noise in the back. If I can come back on another 10 minutes. Thank you very
Okay.
much.
All right.
Okay.
Griff, you got any questions?
Yes, coach and skipper. We had coach Gary Adams when the under 17s went to Puerto Rico, and one of the things because Bermuda were basically in winter, and we talked about adapting now going to the extreme heat and how you prepare for that and adjust in your training and getting into the games to avoid the cramping and then the recovery after games. If you could speak to that.
We have our physio on board, Miss Julissa. We actually do weigh in every day at 8 a.m. and we also have to fill out a survey on like a wellness survey. So I feel like our coaches and staff and Julissa are also like just making sure that everyone's hydrated because the weigh-in it also helps them to see if we're losing weight, if we're gaining weight, if it's healthy weight. And it basically just lets them see if we're drinking enough water a day or like if we need any hydration tablets. I think the girls understand that it's very hot in Trinidad. So everyone's just drinking lots of water. We have a lot of cases of water. But we won't know until we really get down there. And then we do have, I think, maybe 2 days to prepare for the heat, a day or two to prepare for the heat. And then once those 2 days are done, there's time to play. We can't really do anything about the heat, so we have no choice but to adapt to it and just make sure that we're preparing throughout these few days, and just hydrating throughout them.
How hot is it now in Florida?
It's not too hot. In the morning, it's pretty chilly. During the day, it's heat. The heat's there, but
So
I don't think it's anywhere near Trinidad's heat.
Right.
No, this morning it was high 50s. The afternoon it got up to 60, 65, but it's nowhere near where it's supposed to be. But again, Kath explained it well enough. We have support. We have good enough support here by Apex and Jaleesa. So again, it's on the day managing it. That's why we have substitutes. They now give you a mandatory water break. So all those things we factor in. And again, most of these girls are in environments where they're playing. So it just is what it is.
Well, let me ask you, Aaron. The under 17, you said a nucleus of the under 17 girls are in this squad here. So, have you had chats with Gary Adams about some of these girls? And obviously, in different competitions, it's a bit of mental stuff and it's a bit of physical stuff. So, has he been able to give you some advice on certain times in the game when you'll see body language or just certain things that you could identify that maybe this person's is not in the right frame of mind at this time?
Yeah. So the good thing about the National Academy setup, and I guess that the good thing about our players is that we're all connected, even as coaches. So part of the lead up to the U17s, I was there helping. All the coaches, were helping. So we regularly talk to each other. Even during the tournament, we reach out to each other. So we all lean on each other. We all know the players. We watch the games. We talk. He gave me some instructions. Well, he said make sure they come back healthy. So yes, we talk enough between us. The players are all well known between all of us. Yeah, all the coaches are connected in. So Coach Keita's here with me. So there's a connection with the 20s to the women. So that's the beauty of the academy is everybody's connected. Everybody knows the players. Everybody communicates.
Catherine and Aaron, this will probably help you sleep better tonight. I'm just gonna let you know I'm coming and I'm gonna cheer loudly. So let that sink in.
Thank you.
We appreciate all the help. I mean, all credit to the boys playing at home is hard. you want to play at home in front of your fans, but then the nerves are there. So as the women, we're used to traveling all over the place, and we're used not having any fans. So any voice, any air horns is going to be wow.
Right.
So we would appreciate all of it.
Actually, we do have a few parents that are coming on
All
board.
right.
Yeah.
I'm coming with
I really want Griff to say why he's going to Trinidad.
He's going to stay the extra week. We know that, but it's fine.
Hey, I'm coming strictly for you guys, Catherine. Strictly.
Don't worry, I think that's why my mom's going too.
All right. If some other stuff's happening there that I didn't know about, hey.
But we want to wish you all the best. We're here to support. We've seen the successes that this program has had, especially from the girls' side. And Aaron, you've been a part of that with the likes of Coach Keita, Vance, and all the other coaches who have come on board and have helped guide these young ladies to where they are today. And I mean, if you look at it, they took a program that was almost dormant and it's brought it to life where we're now respected amongst the Caribbean in CONCACAF in our women's from 15s right through to the senior level. And it's only a testament that we're getting to play these qualifiers and we're in Trinidad. And like you said, it's 145 minutes at a time. It's one game at a time. And hopefully the girls understand that. And, the success that the 17s have had can rub off on these 20s. And Catherine, your leadership will on the field will go a long way in building that character that we all know that you have, as well as your team. So again, Aaron, good luck to this team. And Griff, you have any final questions?
No, I just wish them all the best. Hope everybody's healthy and they enjoy the experience. Traveling with the national team from my time involvement with PFA, it's only a good learning experience and something you remember for the rest of your life. So don't get lost in the moment and enjoy it.
Yeah, definitely. I think he turned his camera off.
He's going to get his carnival costume.
Unmuted.
Definitely not. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll pass it on to the team. They're focused and they're ready to do their best.
All right. Well, all the best.
Thank you.
Okay. We're going to take another commercial break, and when we come back, we'll look at our picks, and obviously the picks coming up. Well, hopefully Punchy will have rejoined us. We'll be right back.
Thanks, guys.
Over the pink sands, beneath the cloud blue sky, where the ocean meets the land, and the long-tails fly in Bermuda. Our hearts belong to this beautiful island. As an island, we are strong, proudly Bermudian. In every single way, from the sunrise to the sunset, and every single day for over 135 years. It's been clear. Lady silence for leave Bermudian, bringing us near. Cause we are proudly Bermudian. Lady silence proudly Bermudian. Lady silence proudly Bermudian.
Just putting down the weapons.
You seeing this?
This year, Lindo's is making it easier than ever to shop your weight with our brand new Drop It website coming to you on January 6th. Fresh groceries, convenient delivery, and now an upgraded online shopping experience. Whether you're planning meals or restocking your pantry, enjoy fast, reliable service wherever you are on the island. Lindo's, why go anyplace else?
And welcome back. Well, Griff, you've already indicated that you were successful in all 4 picks. You and Punchy from last week. I ended up with 3. You guys ended up with 4. Let's take a look at the overall total. You now have 28. I'm sorry. You now have 24. No, I'm sorry. You have 28. Myself and Punchy both have 27. So you've got your horses' nerves out in front, but we still have weeks to go, and there's going to be some crucial twists and turns to this season. As we know, we still have the FA Cup semifinal draw to be made. We still have the league title to be decided, relegation, as well as promotion, and league title for the first division to be decided.
I didn't hear half of that because you're so far below me.
Oh, 1 point? Good grief. You know what it is? You know what it is? You know what it is? You got your Manchester United ears on. You're so far down the table.
Ooh, gotta be so hurtful.
Hey, the way they're playing, they're struggling in our Premier Division right now, mate.
Yeah. No comment.
Okay, let's keep it simple.
This is a family show.
All right. So, as we know, this week, actually on Wednesday night, it's the makeup game between Wolves and St. George's. And I do want to indicate that last week there was a makeup game midweek between Devonshire Colts and Dendy Town that saw Devonshire Colts disrupt the Dendy Town Hornets' bid to take back over the top spot in the Premier Division, which kept North Village on top. So that's thrown kind of through the title race wide open because currently the North Village Rams have a 2-point lead. Everybody's played 14 with the exception of St. George's, Paget, Social Club, and Wolves. They have 28. Dendy Town have 26. PHC and Devonshire Colts both have 24. And St. George's and Paget, who have played 13 games, are on 20 and 19. Devonshire Cougars moved up to 18, and their games in hand have now equaled everybody else played 14. So it's an opportunity for St. George's to move up and right behind Devonshire Colts and PHC if they could win on Wednesday night. So let's get to the picks. On Wednesday, it's St. George's going to Devonshire Rec to play against Wolves. So I'm going to take St. George's for this to get back over that hump of what they were able to do yesterday against North Village.
Yep. So if they took North Village deep into the second half of extra time, I'm saying they should get over on Wolves easily. So I'm going to St. George's. Let's
hope they recover.
Yes.
Let's hope they recover. All right. On Sunday, Griff, it's a first division top of the table clash. Boulevard Blazers host Crossroads at BAA Field. Currently, let me give you the scenarios. Currently, Crossroads have played 10 games. They lead the league on 28 points. Boulevard have played 11 games and have 24. They are 9 points ahead of Somerset Eagles. A victory for Boulevard would almost guarantee them up. A victory for Crossroads would almost guarantee them the league title.
Yeah, this is just trying to sort out the league title, and I think based on form, based on our season, Crossroads should have enough. Yeah, Crossroads.
Yeah, Crossroads. Yeah, well, yeah, I'm gonna go Crossroads as well. They'll win this by by a single goal somewhere along the way. Um, they'll have enough to get by the Boulevard Blazers, but I'm not counting Boulevard out.
This would be one of those crazy games that ends up being a 3-3 draw or something.
Yeah. And then the final game on Sunday, it's at Lords and St. David's, where St. David's hosts the Somerset Trojans. I think right now, what's left for Somerset is about being in a position to be respected in this league. Currently, Somerset are on 14 points, 1 point behind Somerset Eagles, who are in third. But they've only played 10 games. They have quite a few games to be made up of. So this is one of them. So I'm going to take the Trojans over St. David's.
So you have the team sheet from Saturday when they play Paget. Did some Martians show up and play for St. David's? Do they have something new I don't know about? So if it's the same team that played Paget, I'm wondering, like, do Somerset have a chance? But I can't see Somerset, and we've been saying Somerset is better away from
back to regularly scheduled program.
Yes,
in the league.
So I'm gonna have to go with Somerset. But if anybody does the Martians that played last week, let me know.
Well, the good thing is, when do you travel?
Tomorrow morning.
Okay. Well, safe travels.
We
will be back on Sunday. We'll be back to our regularly scheduled program on Sunday with another edition of the football show, as the invitational match does not play again until the Monday night. So we'll be back on Sunday at 6 p.m. with another edition of the Island Stars Football Show. And Griff, if you can tear yourself away, we'll welcome you.
I believe the under 20s play on Sunday, so maybe I'll dial in from the stadium.
That would be nice to get some sort of update of how things are going throughout the game. But we'll discuss how that should play out as well. So yeah, good luck. Make sure you bring the young ladies some luck as well. And they really do well. We want to wish them all the best, and we want to congratulate the under 17 boys for hosting the World Cup qualifiers. It's unfortunate that they did not go through, but I think it was something that they will remember for the rest of their lives, as a learning curve for them, realizing that there's a lot of talent out there, that, as a team we can get better if we continue to play amongst each other and as well as get that overseas exposure.
Yes, and I want to say something on that, because I experienced this in some of my football chat groups today, some negativity. If we know that these big teams are going to trounce us, why do we even bother? And I say that it's about the journey. It's not necessarily the results, and we should go through the process. It lets us know where we are, but to some degree, believing that we have some right, or Cinderella lives on, that was supposed to beat these countries with millions and millions in population. It's not really realistic. Yeah. And we have to be realistic. And if one person gets a scholarship or some opportunity, then that's something good that came out of it. But even just the experience of it all is something that we have to do. And people say, well, BFA is wasting money. If you are you're a FIFA member, you are obligated to play in these competitions. Yes. And that's why they give you the funding. Everybody. So all 208 members of FIFA are expected to participate. Mm-hmm. FIFA is not just for the 20 big countries, and that's all. Yeah. That's not how football develops. The whole world is meant to embrace the game and take part.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because if we didn't participate, we wouldn't have made the Nations Cup a few years ago.
Yeah, it's a lot we can achieve, but it's
a process.
The maturation of football as a sport. Yeah. There are millions of people playing at different levels, and it's billions involved in the game.
Yes.
So maturation as a sport is not the same as other sports that don't have that same maturation,
Right.
money, and the amount of people playing. Like you don't have to get like individual sports is one thing. We may get one person in an individual sport in a lifetime that could make it hurt. But it's difficult in a team sport that requires 15, 20, 30 people in your nucleus to get you there and to come across at the same time. It's not as easy.
Right. Very difficult. I agree. Well, again, Griff, safe travels tomorrow.
Thank you.
We'll stay in touch as far as what we can do on Sunday when the young ladies are in action. So, folks, we'll be back next Sunday with another edition of the Island Stats Football Show. Enjoy your night.
Take care, everybody.
Okay.